heavy mound. He lifted it with the valor of a hero's thrill, while under its shelter came souls from all around. The deluge of water lasted for 7 long days. Amazed and saved were the inhabitants of the town, who were spared of a shameful Indra's craze as the boy's incredible feat put his pride down. All was restored to normal for a day in the life. A jealous god was humbled, all were happy too, as well as the living hill that became so light by the strength of the boy Krishna of a dark hue. Our story hails from 5 millennia past, when Krishna was offered a deserved arm massage. The volume of miracles continues to last by Govardhan Hill, which is not a mirage. Haribol! There you go. Srila Prabhupada was very kind to translate the Bhagavatam, taking the 10th canto and putting together the book Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. How many people like Krishna? Looking at the ones that will put a finger. You don't like Krishna?
Oh, I thought it was a kid, sorry.
All right. Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna. Once upon a time, seeing that her maidservant was engaged in different household duties, Mother Yashoda personally took charge of churning butter. And while she churned butter, she sang child pastimes of Krishna and enjoyed thinking of her son. The end of her sari was tightly wrapped while she churned, and on account of her intense love for her son, milk flowed, which moved on as she labored very hard, churning with 2 hands. The bangles and bracelets on her hands tingled as they touched each other, and her earrings shook. There were drops of perspiration on her face, and the flower garland which was on her head scattered here and there. Before this picturesque sight, Lord Krishna appeared as a child. He felt hungry. And to increase his mother's love, he wanted her to stop churning. He indicated that her first business was to let her take milk, let him take her milk, and then she could churn butter later. Mother Yashoda took her son on her lap, and while Krishna was sucking the milk, she was smiling, enjoying the beauty of her child's face. Suddenly, the milk, which was on the stove, began to boil over. Just to stop the churning milk from overflowing. Spilling. Okay. Okay, spilling. Mother Yashoda at once put Krishna aside and went to the stove, left in that state by his mother. Krishna became very angry. And his lips and eyes became red in anger, frustration. He pressed his lips teeth and lips, and taking up a piece of stone, he immediately broke the butter pot. He took butter out of it, and with false tears in his eyes, he began to eat the butter in a scary blank place.
All over the floor?
Fear?
Sneaky? Fearful. Sneaky?
But
S,
At the back.
F,
Scared.
E, E,
Hiding.
C,
Sophisticated.
Secret. Secret.
L,
Secluded.
U,
Secluded.
secluded place. Thank you. All right. In the
Time.
Mother Yashoda returned to the churning place after setting the overflowing milk pan in
Stove.
The stove. Table. Hard. Bang.
the courtroom.
Order.
Hammer.
Order.
Yes, or, yeah.
What?
Okay, let's see. She saw the broken pot in which the churning yogurt had been kept. Since she could not find her boy, she concluded that the broken pot was his work. She smiled as she thought. The child is very clever, and after breaking the pots, he has left this place, fearing punishment. After she sought all over, she found her son sitting on a big wooden grinding mortar, which was kept upside
Down.
He was taking butter from a pot, which was hanging from the
Roof. Ceiling.
on a
Swing.
swing. And he was feeding it to the
Monkeys.
monkeys. She saw Krishna looking this way and that way in fear of her, because he was conscious he was conscious of his mighty behavior. After seeing her son so engaged, she very
Quietly.
uh,
Silently.
silently approached him from
Behind.
Krishna, however, saw her coming toward him with a stick in her,
Hand.
and he immediately got
Up.
Down.
Jumped down. And started running.
okay.
He got it. The kids win.
All right. Mother Yashoda chased him to all corners, trying to capture the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is never approached even by the meditation of great
Sages.
In other
Words.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was never caught by the yogis and speculators, was playing just like a little child with such a great devotee as Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda, however, could not easily
Catch.
catch the fast-running child because of her thin waist and heavy body. Still, she tried to follow him as fast as possible. Her hair loosened, and the flowers in her hair fell to the ground. Although she was tired, she somehow reached her naughty child and captured him. When he was caught, Krishna was almost at the point of crying. He smeared his hands all over his eyes, and which were anointed with black eye cosmetic. What's that called? Kajal. The child saw his mother's face while she stood over him, and his eyes became restless from fear. Mother Yashoda could understand that Krishna was unnecessarily afraid, and for his benefit she wanted to allay his fears. Being the topmost well-wisher of her child, Mother Yashoda thought, the child is too fearful of me. I don't know what will happen into him. And so we're talking about the psychological damage that could be done on Krishna, right? Mother Yashoda then threw away her stick in order to punish him. She thought to bind his hands with some
Rope.
ropes. Very good. She did not know it, but it was actually impossible for her to bind the Supreme Personality of God.
Hey.
Very good. Mother Yashoda was
Thinking.
that Krishna was her tiny child. She did not know that the child had no limitation. There is no inside or outside of him, nor beginning or end. He is unlimited and all-pervading. Indeed, he is himself the whole cosmic manifestation. Still, Mother Yashoda was thinking of Krishna as her child. Although he is beyond the
Reach.
of all senses, she endeavored to bind him to wooden grinding mortar.
But
But when she tried to bind him, he found that the rope she was using was
2 inches short.
too
Short.
short. I didn't get there yet. All right, by 2 inches. She gathered more ropes from the house and added to it.
But
Still.
Okay, but still, she found the same shortage. In that way, she connected all the ropes available at home.
But
When the final knot was added, she saw that the rope was still 2 inches too short. Mother Yashoda was willing to offer him, Mother Yashoda was smiling, but she was astonished. How was it
happening.
happening? Yeah. And what do? I just added that line in there. Okay, in attempting to bind her son, she became
Tired.
tired. She was perspiring and the garland on her head fell down. Then Lord
Krishna.
Krishna appreciated the hard labor of his mother, and being compassionate upon her, he agreed to be bound up by the ropes. Krishna, playing as a human child in the house of another Mother Yashoda, was performing his own selected pastimes. Of course, no one can control the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The pure devotee surrenders himself unto the lotus feet of the Lord, who may either protect or vanquish the devotees. But for his part, the devotee never forgets his own position of surrender. Similarly, the Lord also feels transcendental pleasure by submitting himself to the protection of the devotee. This was exemplified by Krishna's surrender unto Mother Yashoda. Krishna is the supreme bestower of all kinds of liberation to his devotees.
But
But the supreme bestower of all kinds of liberation to his devotees, the benediction was bestowed upon Mother Yashoda, was never experienced even by Lord
Brahma.
Brahma or Lord
Shiva.
Shiva. Okay. Or the goddess of
Heaven.
money. Lakshmi Devi.
fortune. We just have a little bit left to go, basically a page less than. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as the Son of Yashoda and
The son of Nanda Maharaj.
Nanda Maharaj. Yeah. Is never so completely known to the yogis and speculators.
But
He is easily available to his
mother, people, gopis.
devotees. Nor is he appreciated as easily available to his devotees. Nor is he appreciated as the supreme reservoir of all pleasure by the yogis and speculators. After finding her son, Mother Yashoda engaged herself in household affairs. At that
Time.
time, bound up to the wooden mortar, Krishna could see a pair of trees before him, which were known as Arjuna trees, the great reservoir of pleasure. Lord Sri Krishna thus thought to himself, Mother Yashoda, first of all, left without feeding me sufficient milk. And therefore, therefore I broke the pot of yogurt and distributed the stock butter in charity to the
Monkeys.
monkeys. Now She has bound me up to a wooden mortar, so I shall do something more mischievous than before. And thus he thought of pulling down the two very tall Arjuna
Trees.
There is a history behind the pair of Arjuna trees. In their previous lives, the trees were both born as the human sons of Kuvera, and their names were Nalakumar and Manigriv. Fortunately, their names were Nalakumar and Manigriv. There's not enough light here, but it's okay, we're almost at the end. Fortunately, they came within the vision of the Lord. In their previous lives, they were cursed by the sage
Narmuni.
Narada. In order to receive the highest benediction of seeing Lord Krishna. This benediction curse was bestowed upon them because of their forgetfulness due to intoxication. The story will be narrated in the next chapter. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I'll ask some of you, why do we like Krishna so much? I asked you. Why? Okay, I'll come to you.
Because he's very naughty.
You like people who are naughty? Kind of. Okay, that's very fair. Why do we like Krishna? The boy in the pumpkin shirt.
Because he's the divine essence and he's the supreme personality of God, and he's like everything you could say. He's eternal and divine. And we that on his Lord's feet.
Do you want to sit on that chair?
It's a great on reference.
Okay. Why do you like Krishna?
Because he's very merciful. For example, in the story,